My name is Patrick Kogola. I'm the Deputy Director in charge of training at the Center for Mathematics, Science and Technology Education in Africa, Semastea. During this week, we are conducting what we call the Regional In-Service Education and Training for the junior school county trainers. We are doing this because Semastea is planning to roll out a training next week from Tuesday for over 9,000 junior school teachers of pre-technical studies as well as agriculture and nutrition. It's going to help them to be able to understand the curriculum designs that the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development has prepared for the junior school. And so we are focusing on helping them to be able to understand how to interpret those curriculum designs. We are also helping them to appreciate how to implement learner-centered pedagogies or learner-centered lessons, because those are the key principles of the competency-based curriculum. And the other thing is digital literacy, which is a competency under the competency-based curriculum. So the training has a session for them for ICT integration in teaching and learning. And as you are aware, we have 60% of schools which are expected to offer the STEM pathway in the senior school. So we'd like to strengthen the teaching so that we have more students opting for the STEM pathway when they are going to senior school. Learner-centered pedagogy means making the child the center of the learning process in the classroom. This is very important because if the students don't participate in their learning, they don't develop those skills. There is a tendency for teachers to do what we call teacher-centered teaching, where the teacher comes and talks and does almost everything, as the students become passive listeners in the classroom. It does not promote effective learning. But what we are promoting are the pedagogies where the teachers come and think, how can the learners be involved in the learning process? The activities that the learners can do by themselves that will make them to be able to understand better the content that they are supposed to learn. The total number of county trainers we are preparing to be able to go and support the teachers at the county level is 292. And those 292 teachers, trainers, will be distributed across all the 47 counties. Semastea has got an inset center. I've got 118 inset centers spread across the country. So we are going to use some of them, minimum of one per county. Some counties have got two. Some counties which have got large number of teachers have got three. And so these are the trainers we will distribute across those counties to go and train the junior school teachers. The pre-technical is like those subjects that are laying foundation for technical studies. When you go to the senior school, you have three pathways. You have the sports and arts, and then you have got the humanities and languages. Then we have the STEM pathway. One of the areas or the tracks for the STEM pathway is technical. So we will be having subjects that will be leading to that area. So pre-technical involves several aspects of different subjects. So you have some part of it, you can see mathematics, can see things like technical drawing, which were there in the technical schools. So it's a learning area that combines many basic skills required for taking the track in the STEM pathway.
My name is Maina Cliff, a county trainer with the Taita Taveta. I've had sessions whereby we have been equipped with knowledge on how to integrate ICT, which has been a major setback when we are rolling the learning areas and when we are teaching and also trying to come up with expected outcomes. And not only that, but we also appreciate the fact that we have been taken through the IBL, which is the inquiry-based learning, and the inquiry-based pedagogical methods, which are helpful to the learner in terms of acquiring the skills. Remember, we are coming out of the old method, and our paradigm shift is actually informed by the fact that the current learner was not benefiting much from the previous or the old methodologies that we were using. And now we are using the current, the IBL, the problem-based and the project-based methodologies to ensure that learning is indeed taking place in classes whereby the learners own the whole learning process and they are able to participate and actually develop the skills that are going to enable them solve the 21st and onward century problems. In this case, we are only now getting knowledge as the trainers so that we can be able to cascade it down to other trainers who are going also to interact with learners at the classroom level. And actually this is going to be helpful to them because they are able now to solve or handle those learning areas without problems. So SEMASTEA is coming to bridge a gap. There has been a gap on how do we move from the old methods of teaching to the current methods of learning, and how do we achieve the outcomes, and how do we make the learner part and parcel of owning the knowledge and actually moving around or about the knowledge and try to make it be useful to them as they interact with the environment. Old methods or the pedagogies that we were using, like the lecturing method, were making the learner more passive. And remember, the learner was just a recipient, in this case, of a knowledge which he does not even own himself. Now, in this case, when you are coming up with the IBL, which increases the creativity, innovativeness, and makes the learner a research-oriented learner, now makes the learner to be part and parcel of the learning process. And therefore, this one is important because as time goes, this is going to make the learners own the learning process and also become solvers of their own problems, and the innovativeness and skill and acquisition of skills will make the country progress towards solving many of the problems that have been have emanated from a learner being passive. You look at the system that we did, like for example, we were only going through the content. We were only cramming content for the sake of exams. Now, in this case, the learners are participating in, evaluating the problem and solving the problem and trying to maneuver through various methods that they can use, various ways through which they can apply to solve such issues. So in this case, the best thing about this is that the learner is at the center of learning.
My name is Zaituni Ali from Mombasa County. I'm here courtesy of SEMASTEA, Center for Mathematics, Sciences and Technology. SEMASTEA has a role of empowering us mathematics and science teachers in improving our pedagogical skills. And in this training here today, the theme is enhancing our pedagogical skills in order to improve our effective delivery of the curriculum. It is a great opportunity, and from today's training, we've been taken through inquiry-based learning, which is proving to be the best approach that will really put the learners to own their learning and be able to discover, share, and investigate, as well as make discoveries. This approach will enable us be able to overcome some problems that we have been facing, especially in mathematics. Some topics have been seeming to be so abstract because we lacked the pedagogical content knowledge, the understanding on how to choose the best strategies that can enable us implement curriculum. I've learned today that I can be able to come up with to use ICT to make some concept that may seem abstract to be more practical. So we've been taken through of how I can come up with maybe video and other ICT teaching related material from the internet. I think from the afternoon session, I'll be able to come up with my own ICT materials that I'll be able to use and be able to overcome topics like loci, that has been a problem, longitudes and latitudes, so that the students may be able to see the longitudes and latitudes as real, because those two topics seem to be more abstract.